Welcome back to my series of flipping from a bronze dagger to an AGS. Last episode we started with 30 GP and we made our way up to 2,419. I'll be going to bed myself in a few hours, so when it gets to that point I'll be leaving some overnight offers, which is where some serious money can be made. Okay, so I've got 2.4k, I'm going to start looking for some stuff that I can buy. Okay, so this Mithril Javelin is the first thing that pops out. At first I was super skeptical, but I guess people would buy these for some reason, possibly. So I'm going to buy some. I'm only going to buy 2 of these because I think it's quite unlikely that they'll actually be good. So Shortbow Yews were our savior in the last episode. Let's see if Maple Shortbow Yews can hold up. I'll aim to spend about 200 GP on them. So these Arctic Pine logs look really good. They've been bouncing around between anywhere between 533 all the way up to 14k. If you look at the graphs for Coif in the last week or so, it's been super consistent and all of a sudden it's been bouncing around all over the place. That is actually a great sign to look for in something for flipping, so I'm definitely going to get some. I'm going to spend 500 GP on these because I actually think that they'll be really good. So we have about 1000 GP left, and Compost, which is another item that people use all the time, going for 7, selling for 22. And again, because I think it's going to be very consistent, I'm going to use about half of my cash stack on this. Now this one's a complete long shot. Onion Seeds, 1 GP for 27 GP. Onion Seeds are quite worthless, not going to get very many people buying them, but I mean, people buy Shortbow Yews, so going to give it a try. Watchtower Teleport looks pretty good, 350 to 500. Now let's see what we can do with this remaining 220 GP. Bronze Darts looks like a good opportunity to basically double our money. 221, just one off. And they insta-bought, very nice. Got another 12 GP out of that. I'm going to buy one more. And I'm going to put them up for 28. So I managed to get the Arctic Pine logs. I'm going to put them up for 2400 GP. Now, if that goes through, that would mean that we just earned our entire cash stack back, basically. On a second review, my skepticism of Mithril Javelins was actually quite justified. I have an offer in for 70 GP, but honestly, I don't think that's very safe because you can see that for the last week, it's been trading for much less than that. So yeah, I'm going to go and cancel that. And with the remaining money, what better than good old cabbages? And while I was editing, you can see here it's only been whatever time it was, less than 15 minutes. The Arctic Pines have actually sold. So hell yeah. 2.4k. That's what we started this series with. Oh, and we can't forget this little bad boy here that also bought. Since it actually works so well, I'm going to pick up another 4. So looking at this, we can see the cabbage has bought, Arctic Pine logs, compost, and maple shortbow. So now we've got 1.2k and we have all of these items to work with. I'm going to start with selling these cabbages. So I bought them for 35 and based on this I reckon I can sell them for 50. So I am really happy with these Arctic Pine logs. I managed to pick 4 of them up for around 500 each. Yeah, I reckon I'll be able to sell them for around 2.4k again. So the site suggested 24.98, so I'm going to put them up for that much. And also keep in mind I'll be leaving these overnight. So compost looks like a good sell at 26. Maple Shortbow Yews trading between 52 and highest is 136 because I'm leaving it overnight. I'm going to go and try for something pretty high. I'm going to try 129. So these bronze darts, I bought them for 16 each. I'm going to try and sell them for 25. Addy arrow tips look quite good at the moment. So they've been trading around the range of 98 to 112, but just recently they've dipped down to 75. So I'm going to try and pick some up for really cheap. And while we were searching for another item, the compost just sold. Picked up 1,170 for those. Let's have a look at the profit. 360 to 1.1k. Okay, so lemons are a really interesting one to look at. I can see that someone bought it down here for 25, but the most recent sale is 74. I'm going to go for something in between. Going to get 10. Olive oil looks pretty good. 35 to 355. That'll be a 10 times return. And so even though coins didn't work for us before, they're still looking really good to flip. I'm going to try and get some for 50 GP. Okay, so there we have it. I'm going to have a good night's rest and I'm going to see how these go in the morning. So it's the next morning and it looks like my dreams came true with the Arctic pine logs. Sold 4 of those for basically 10k. So I bought 4 of those for 2.1k. Sold them for, yeah, basically 10k. Nice. I'm just going to cancel everything and start again. So having a look, bought these cabbages for 140, sold them for 200 for a 60 GP profit. And we bought these bronze darts for 208 GP. And we sold them for 325. That's very nice, but pales in comparison to these Arctic pine logs. Gonna sell these for 354. So it looks like we could have gotten our first loss of the series. We bought these coifs last night for 50 GP each, but just recently they're only trading for around 24 GP. But looking at the recommended prices, they're trading between 43 and 55 over the last 24 hours, so I'm going to bet that they're going to bounce back up. So I'm going to put them up for 54. At the moment, lemons are trading quite consistently for 249 GP each, so I'm going to put them up for that much. Since maple short bow yews aren't the type of item that people typically tend to buy, I'm going to put them up for 58 just to basically get rid of them, because I've got a lot more money to work with now and the GE slots are a lot more valuable. I put them up for 58, so hopefully they sell quickly. And as expected, nice. So now we've got 11.7k to work with and 5 GE slots. Let's get looking for items. Raw Admiral Pies have a lot of volatility in a range, which is what I like to see in an item that I'm trying to flip. I can see that people are buying it for 1035 and that I can sell it for 1753, so I'm going to pick up a few of those. I'm going to get 3. This is quite a crazy return for blue D-hide chaps. We can see just recently that there's been a massive spike in price, and the price that it's selling at is actually not too different to what it usually does trade at. However, it's a little bit higher, so the risk on this item is a little bit higher than usual. But I think that I might be able to pick one up for a quick flip. One of our lemons sold, giving us a little bit more GP. So the usual price for these is in around the 50 GP range. However, it looks like I can pick some up for 37, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to get 40 for 1500 GP. So based on the fact that this has been selling for as little as 37 and as much as 3.5k, I'm going to say that this is going to be a very risky flip, but I'm going to give it a go nonetheless. So our blue hide D chaps just sold. Since they've sold for as much as 6k recently, I'm going to put them up for 5.5k. And for my last item, I'm going to get some kebabs. It looks like they're trading for between 45 and 70 GP right now. I'm going to get 80 kebabs. Okay, I'm going to let these up a sit and I'll check back in a little bit of... Oh, just got some more lemons. I'm going to use it to buy some more cooking apples. I'm going to buy 54 apples for 38 each. Oh my god, our blue D-hide chaps just sold. That is super nice. Doubled our money right there. I'm going to get some more. Okay, so 20 kebabs just sold, and I'm going to leave this offers in for a little bit and see how they go. And while I was editing the blue D-hide chaps board again, I'm going to sell them for 5,500 again. And only a few minutes later, one of our blue D-hide chaps sold, and so did our lemons. So the lemons we bought for 62 sold for 249, made about 700 GP on those. I'm going to use the remaining money to buy 2 more blue D-hide chaps. Gonna capitalize on this while I still can. Yeah, nice. These blue D-hide chaps are going really good. They bought basically instantly, so I'm going to pick these up and I'm going to sell them. I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to sell all of them for 5,500. Also, since an olive oil sold, we've got another 350 GP to work with. So I just found Team 7 capes. They're going between 336 and 700. I'm going to use my remaining money on this. I'm going to get 2 of them. It has been about 9 hours and about half of our offers have gone through. It's really nice to see that the blue D-hide has sold. Now it's time to collect and cancel and see what we've got. Boom. So the blue D-hide chaps have gone really good for us. We've picked them up for 2.7k each, sold them for 5.5k each. We've done that about 6 times. So the olive oils we bought for 35 each, and we can see that we sold 5 for 354 each, so just based on that we've already profited 1.3k. And luckily, no losses made on the coifs. With 24k and just these items left, it's time to start the liquidation phase. The liquidation phase is a part of every episode where we sell everything that remains for slightly under market value until we have a nice juicy cash stack. This lets us track our progress and gives us a fresh start for the next episode. And all of our items have been liquidated. Let's have a real quick look into them one by one. We managed to sell all 80 of our kebabs for 5.5k. Made a nice little 2k profit on those, bought for 3600, sold for 5.5. So these olive oils were taking way too long to sell, so I just put them up for the price that I bought them at, 35 GP. All in all, we spent 455 GP on these olive oils, and combined we sold them for a little bit over 2k. I'm happy to see that these team capes sold, and collecting the money brings us to just over 30k. Nice little profit here, doubled our money and a little bit extra. And the emerald pies sold for 1030, which brings us to our final cash stack of 32,192. These were taking forever to sell, so I put them up for just 5 GP under what I bought them at. That's the end of episode 2. We started with 2,419 GP and we flipped our way up to 32,192 for a return of 1,230%. The more money that we have, the better items we can flip, so the profit that we'll be earning per episode should be growing and growing. With an AGS being worth 20 mil at current prices, that means we are 0.16% of the way there. Slow and steady wins the race, am I right? For this episode, I want to first of all give a shout out to Joseph from Joseph's Place. I pester him on Twitter all the time, asking him for advice when it comes to designing the site, and it has helped me immensely. He's also given me a ton of feedback on my first episode, which has given me plenty of ideas for ways to improve it in the future. He spends a ton of time on his videos, and his design skills are crazy good. Definitely check him out and give him a sub. And finally, thank you to everyone who frequents the PlatinumTokens Discord. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be having anywhere near as much fun as I am now. That said, if you want to get better at flipping and making money yourself, stop by for a chat. We'd love to see you there. Peace, guys.